Me, I change my mind all the time. You know, I never even wear the same pair of underwear all day. Sometime in the middle of school or work, I just, get rid of my old pair of pants and my old pair of underwear, and I put on different pairs. Because I change my mind all the time. But there's one thing that I'm 100% stable on. I've always loved American Dad. Always. Why do you love it so much, you might ask? Well, it's because its riffages and jokes are not like creator Seth MacFarlane's other cartoon, The Family Guy, where it has cutaway gags all the time. Hey Lois, you remember that time that I sold a baboon to Gary Baboon? Oh, Peter! Well, the show is more humor and it's awesome. It involves a conservative, guy who's not exactly the most non-naive, but he's fun. He works for the CIA and he's the dad. His name's Stan Smith. And a wife that's kinda hot, but is also quite hardworking, Francine. A nerdy sci-fi loving son who has some very interesting interactions with other children at the school. Steve, a liberal hippie daughter named Hayley, kind of like Eminem's daughter perhaps, if you've heard of the rapper Eminem. A lovable jerk of an alien named Roger. Oh, who could forget him? And an Olympic skier trapped in a goldfish's body named Klaus. Wait. Why am I introducing to you these characters when I'm sure you already know them? It's the American Dad. Duh, you know this. But you see, what people didn't know is that there was a lost episode based on an American dysfunctional family. Wait a minute, if you've already seen the show, you already know. I just hit my own head. I want everyone to know that I work at a McDonald's, home of the clown that every kid can fetish about, and one day be just like him. I serve as a cashier at the place. One day there was an extremely obese man. I would say he weighed about 500 pounds, and that's just a rough guesstimate, but he's still alive. He asked if he could have 32 Big Macs and 50 quarter-pounders. Were those double quarter-pounders? Well, whatever. I'm surprised he didn't have a stroke yet. There's a Family Guy episode where someone has a stroke at a burger joint, but I digress. I know you're not going to believe me, but this morbidly obese man took a giant shit all over the floor of the restaurant with a VHS tape coming out of his ass the entire time. I was wondering where that VHS tape was. Well, now, with the tape in my hand, I left work without telling the boss, and I ran as fast as I could to my $2 million apartment. As fast as I could, yes. Now, never mind the McRib sandwich and what's inside of that. I was curious what was inside of this VHS tape. As I got home, I looked at the VHS tape, and it was typed in Comic Sans font as Hayley A.D. Lost Episode in all capital letters. Well, I assumed it was an American Dad Lost Episode. What else could it be? That must be awesome. I mean, I am an American Dad fan, and I do believe there are a lot of lost episodes in real life if you think about it. Oh man. But the weird thing about this VHS tape, it's not really American Dad related. The picture on the front, it was really more an unnecessary picture of George Jetson's nutsack. I mean, this must have been a prank or something. It wasn't a collection of Jetson's cartoons, was it? Well, I took my time to put the tape into the video camcorder rectangle VCR, rewound the tape since it was in the very end, and then I pressed play. It kind of pissed me off that whoever had it prior was not being kind and rewinding, but whatever. Now I was watching the television program. The intro began unusually. We saw the opening, but it was in a hip-hop style. I mean, okay, nothing wrong with it, since I'm not a racist, and I like old-school hip-hop and rap from Ice Cube, and iced tea and vanilla ice and whatnot. But then, of all things, they promoted Mountain Dew soda. Now remember that this show once had an episode promoting Mr. Pibb. How could they change teams and turncoat like that? I'm guessing Fox or TBS wanted to air the episode with sponsorship by Mountain Dew. When we got to the end of the opening, Roger, who usually pops out of nowhere in disguise, was wearing no disguise at all. And he was screaming, "Oh my God!" so loud, it shook my own room. Then the entire family is seen crashing into the CIA building. Dead. The episode began, again, with Hayley in her room, unusually depressed. It looked like she was drawing Comic Sans the Man Hernandez, my father, in a paper. "Dinner time!" Francine, Hayley's mom, yelled off screen. Next we cut to the dinner table, assembling as hell. Hayley is right there at the table crying. Steve looked disheveled, and Klaus had a disgusted look on his face. As for Stan, he looked disappointed and had a shirt that said, "My bones are pink" in Comic Sans font yet again. "You know, Franny, honey," said he, "it's such a great dinner. I may smoke my own faggot right now." I had to think about it for a second because I was instantly offended. But I guessed it was okay, seeing as how the word faggot means cigarette in Britain. "Dad, you shouldn't have called me a faggot," said Steve. "What did you say? I'm gonna fucking stab your eyes out," said Stan angrily as he managed to grab a gun. Hayley then yells out of nowhere, "Stop killing people! Recycle or I'll eat your brains out!" Roger then came to the table looking queasy and had an unusual Scottish accent. "How's about I eat my pecan sandies?" he said while kicking Klaus, causing him to cry even though he was a fish. I was getting ready to shut the tape off. I mean, what the hell is this? It says of the American Dad I know and love. Then Hayley screamed so loud that her eyes became blood red. It sounded like Rachel McFarlane. The voice of Hayley and the sister of show creator Seth MacFarlane was really screaming in terror and not acting at all. Like nothing, Stan said this while all this was going on. "I'm about to eat 576 tacos at Taco Bell right now." And he shoots Steve, his own son, in the most gruesome way possible. Then we cut to Hayley on the floor dead, with something horrible playing. Modern day footage of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. They already alluded to this earlier in the episode. What friggin' dicks. Oh, I was shaking, but then the outro credits played, and the words appeared as I feared. "Play this fucking episode again. I will murder you and your mother. You will regret the day that you made Bob Saget famous. You will regret the day that you masturbated to Uncle Phil porn. You will regret the day that you worked at McDonald's. You will regret the day that you saw a fat man shitting a VHS tape out of his asshole. Now get ready to die. Sincerely, George Jetson." I shrieked as I ejected the tape. Who is George Jetson? Bob Saget of Full House? Uncle Phil porn? Is that porn from The Fresh Prince? 9/11 conspiracy theories? I mean, what the fuck is happening? I tried to shrug it off. I mean, maybe the American Dad crew was just pulling a childish prank. But then I heard Hayley cry. And I heard George Jetson yelling, "Cry now, bitch! I got my 3 testicles!" Could it be that there are people hiding in the refrigerator? Nah. Well, I opened it anyway. Oh my God! Hayley is tied on a rope. I tried to untie, but out of nowhere, George Jetson himself appeared. He said, "If you want to see a Judy wannabe in my house, you better start crying like a little bitch right now." I froze in my terror tracks. I didn't know what to think at this moment. I was terrified that this was all happening. I got strapped on a rope with Hayley, and pink skeletons popped out and said the number 576 for literally 576 times. Before I fainted in a coma, the last thing I saw was George Jetson shoving his 3 testicles at me, and an American flag that looked like one but different popped up and said, "Good morning, USA." And one day, we will reveal the truth in Comic Sans truther font. And now you know. Now you know why I lost all the love about the one thing I had a stable opinion of. The television program American Dad.